Hi everyone, I'm Sandra Mom. As you can see, Ben isn't with me, and I will be pleasantly surprised when he does join me again. The last video I was talking about how he had relapsed. Thankfully, I will say that he's not full-blown in addiction. I don't know if that really means anything because he's using off and on. He has been at a worse place, so I just celebrate the successes. One thing I wanted to talk to you about was not being a hostage. I say that there was a time that I was a hostage when it came to Ben and his addiction. What does being a hostage mean? Well, first of all, a hostage is someone that's involuntarily controlled by an outside influence. And I say involuntarily controlled with Ben back in the day before I started to learn what addiction was all about, because that's what I knew. I only knew how to be a mom, how to try to fix things. And I look back and I could see how I was a hostage with Ben. How was I a hostage? Well, I thought, well, if I give him what he wants, it'll be calmer. If I give him money when he needs it, if I try to fix it, everything revolved around Ben for me. And to me, that was being a hostage because I wasn't able to make plans to go out and do what I wanted to do. I enabled him hoping that things would change. I gave him what he wanted because I wanted that few minutes of peace. Because if he wanted money and he was just so angry and it was just easier to say, okay, here, just to have that little bit of peace in my life, everything revolved around what was going to happen with Ben. I was codependent on Ben. My happiness depended on him. And looking back, yeah, I was a hostage. There's a saying in Narnon, addicts don't have family, they have hostages. And it just rings so loudly because there was a time where I was that hostage. Well, I took my power back. I'm no longer a hostage when it comes to Ben. I just think my life is easier now that I've recognized that. And I just want to say, what did I do differently? How did I get out of that vortex of being so codependent? Well, first of all, I learned, and I've mentioned this in the past videos, what addiction is, what I can and cannot control. And I've learned I cannot control his actions. And in life, the only thing we have control over, we may think we have control over our kids and control over other aspects of our life. The only thing I believe I have control over is me, my reactions, my actions. And when I see that, then I could stop wasting my energy trying to control others, trying to control my loved ones. I started to look within myself and working on me because I have control over me. I say to Ben, it really sucks that you're an addict. It truly sucks to the core. But I feel very blessed that I feel that I'm a better person because of it, because it allowed me to really start to look within myself, work on the steps to improve myself, work on my triggers and why things trigger me. And with Ben, another way of taking my life back is setting my boundaries and saying, that's not okay. I can't engage in that. One thing I've really learned, and especially back in the day, is it was damned if I do, damned if I don't. It was like, an example is way back when, let's say he wanted money. And I'd say no. Oh, please, 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 and the craziness would happen and it would just get so out of control that I'd just say, there you go. And I'll have that minute of, okay. But then the next minute, next half hour, it's the same thing over again. So damned if I give it to him, thinking that I might get some peace. And then damned if I don't, because it's going to be the same thing. So learning to take care of myself, setting my boundaries, knowing what I can and cannot control, and living my best life. That has been my sanity. I know there are many people out there in the same position. I've met people from all over the world that are dealing with a loved one who's an addict. And it is an epidemic, and it's gotten out of control, and it's getting worse every year. And I just want to say this is one of the reasons I share our experiences and our story and our journey, because I need people to know that it affects thousands and millions of people all over the world. And because of the shame, people don't talk about it. People don't share their stories. And there are so many people that are living as hostages in their own home. They have a loved one who has a substance use disorder, and they're living with them, and they are basically running their home. I am not judging these people at all, because I've been there. I know what it's like. I'm here to tell you that you can find your joy again, and that you can release yourself from being that hostage. And it takes work. It takes work having someone with a substance use disorder. So it's choosing, like I say to Ben, you could choose to live your life the way it is, and it's hard work, or you can choose recovery, which is again hard work. Well, I chose recovery. I chose to do the hard work to better my life. So I just want to say to everyone out there, there is support, there is help out there. I will link it below. And of course, remember, where there is breath, there is hope. Take care, everybody. Many blessings.